Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. And for today is PSA Saturday. Plus, I have some more interesting things for you guys. And if you guys are new to the channel, have not yet got a chance to get subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed for more content. Be sure to turn on all your bell notifications, so therefore you'll always be able to stay up to date with all news that I provide here on the channel. But with that being said, my live chats are open for anybody who would like to participate. And as a simple reminder, let's try to keep everything professional, because if any negative remarks are being made on this live stream, you will be timed out for 15 minutes. And I will only give you 2 chances. So anyway, I definitely do want to thank you guys for your understanding as well. And for those of you guys who don't know what happened to my phone, I'm going to show you guys. So this is pretty much what's left of my iPhone 11 Pro. So in case you guys are wondering what happened, my phone exploded. So anyway, with that being said, I do have a very big special announcement to make as well. I was originally going to do a shout out on this channel, but I decided against it. So anyway, I definitely want to give all my subscribers a very big shout out. Also, for all my viewers out here who's been watching my channel, I definitely do appreciate that very much so. So anyway, big special announcement. I do have my Discord up and running. So I will be able to live stream on my Discord. Pretty soon I'm going to be starting a Patreon. So I'm not sure how to go about setting that up, but once I get everything figured out, I will definitely be going from there. So again, I definitely do want to thank you guys for all the love and support that you've shown here on the channel. So if there's been any type of inconveniences, I do convey my apology on the behalf of that. And we might as well go ahead and get this show on the road, guys. So anyway, for today's PSA, if you guys are shopping at Walmart, just to let you guys know, there is a pack of celery that's in a green pack. The FDA has in fact put a recall on that said item because of listeria going around. So the FDA decided to recall all of their items. So if you guys do have those products, be sure to return those back to the store for a full complete refund. Or more than likely, chances are they'll probably just tell you to throw it in the trash. So as the news progresses, guys, they're saying that it's non-life threatening. So I would be a little skeptical about that, guys. And by the way, if you guys do happen to have, if you guys are looking to get a new phone, be sure to check with a private company instead of going through a corporation that actually provides insurance on a separate note. Because I do believe that a lot of these insurance companies do like to try to take advantage of people as well. So be mindful about that, and just be careful with what insurance plan that you get, because if you have a plan on your device, like your mobile device or something like that, if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, which this thing, they will try to charge you at least, well, for the corporations that actually have their insurance companies contracted with them are basically getting commissions and so forth. So I don't know. I could be wrong. If I am, please feel free to let me know in the chats. But with that being said, guys, just be careful of the insurance that you get for your mobile devices if you decide to want to go that route. So, and also Assurion, do better. So that's pretty much all I have right there, guys. Oh, and by the way, there are some new games coming out. There's a couple games that are early access. One of them is based. One of them actually has a video. It's called Retrieval. I'm not sure if you guys have actually heard of that game or not, but it is a zombie game, and the dialogue in that game, there, guys, is amazing. So whoever the devs were that is actually working on that game right now, kudos to you guys. Big shout out to the devs on that game. I've watched a video on that and it is completely awesome. And also there is another game that's already out, and this is an early access version. This is, I do believe right now it is available for PC only. But then again, I could be wrong. Um, hang on a second, guys. I'm going to get my PC opened up here. So just bear with me for a moment. I know I've been having all types of issues with this computer. Of course, it's my laptop. So let's see, who do we have in the chats today? And Chris, I don't know if you're on Facebook still or if you closed out your account, but it says that your Facebook account is still active. I did, in fact, try to call you a couple times on there, and there was no response. So I don't know if you had that app downloaded into your phone or not. So yeah, I tried to video chat you a couple times. And for those of you who don't know who Chris is one of my moderators. Really cool guy. I've known this guy for 5 years. So I figured I'm not going to put his business out there, but if he wants to tell you guys exactly what happened, I'll let him tell you. Because to be quite honest with you guys, I don't put people's business out there on the internet like this. So if he feels comfortable telling you about what happened, that's fine. So anyway, hold that thought for just a moment, guys. I'm trying to boot up my computer right now. Oh, that screen is dull. So I'm basically going to show you guys one of the new games that's not out for release just yet. So I don't know when they're going to be pushing this game through because nobody really knows exactly when these games are going to launch. The only people that do know when everything is going to go through is the devs because they're the ones who are running that, guys. Ah, so I'm going to try to. There we go. Now my screen is at full capacity, guys. It is definitely up and running. Hang on just a second while I make some adjustments here. Sorry about the cords, guys. I have not got a chance to get this stuff straightened out yet. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys the new game that's going to be out for, I do believe it is for PC, but I could be wrong. It could be for cross platforms. So do keep in mind that different games, different platforms. They haven't really discussed any type of platform which this is going to be appearing on, so I really could not tell you. So I'm going to try to open up my Steam page and I'm going to go right to the game and show you guys exactly what this one is. So if and when I do happen to stream, guys, I will be streaming on my Discord. So if you guys want to join me over there, I will post the link in the chats here in just a moment, guys. And the name of this game right here, guys, this one is called Car Dealer Simulator. This is the game is not officially out yet because they are working on some bug fixes and stuff like that. But this is just the demo version. So you guys can actually download the demo and go ahead and play it. I mean, it does start out with a simple tutorial to show you guys exactly what to do, how to do things, where to go to pick up different vehicles, stuff like that. You're basically taking the vehicles back to your shop, you're washing the vehicles, you're sanding off all the rust, and you're basically patching up the exhaust. So this is a pretty decent game. It may the graphics may be a little low on this, but still, all in all, I'm going to go ahead and give this game a rating. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I definitely do recommend this. This is also available on Steam. It may be also available for Epic Games and Game Pass. If you guys want to, you can find the link in the description below. If it's not available for Epic Games or Game Pass, either way, let me know in the chats or let me know in the comments down below. So this is pretty much a new game that just came out, guys. So I'm still kind of learning more about it. So I just got the simple basic fundamentals of that. And also, guys, there is another game that's already out right now. It's called Wrench Simulator. There may be some bug issues and stuff in that game as well. So just kind of keep that in mind if you guys do decide to get the game. So it's relatively interesting because not only you can farm, you can basically move products around, stuff, gain a little extra money, upgrade your farm or ranch, whichever you prefer. So, if in case you guys have no idea what that game looks like, I'm going to go ahead and show you right here on the Steam page. So, hang on just a second. So, this is a lot of stuff that they have been working on. I do, in fact, have the game downloaded. It's in my other PC. You guys can get different vehicles and stuff like this in here. You guys can actually buy real estate and stuff like that. But the real estate part, that is like a sold separate DLC. So if you guys want to check out both maps, the DLC has been released. This game is already out right now on PC. So, and if you guys want to know exactly how much the game costs, I will show you guys exactly where you can find that here, known as the search bar. So once you click into your search, so once you're into your search bar, then you will type in Ranch Simulator. Not sure if you guys can see that, but it's $6.24. So this is the game right here, guys. Um, I'm not exactly sure if the music in here is copyright, so I'm not going to play any of the music on here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the page and show you guys what to do. So what just happened here. All right. So as you guys can see, this is Ranch Simulator. That's the house that you start out with on the very first map. You guys can actually build your own ranch from the ground up, basically building it from scratch. You can farm, you can plant stuff, you can harvest it, harvest your fields. If you start out on the very first map that it just showed you, you have exactly 3 fields that you can plant different crops in and harvest. There are different locations of the map that you can basically take your grains and all your other goods to cash out and to make money. So I already have the game downloaded. As you guys can see right here, it says in library. So I haven't really decided. I haven't really decided when I'm going to be live streaming on my Discord page, guys. So once I get everything fully set up and fully operational, I will definitely keep you guys posted. I will definitely make that announcement right here on the channel. So if you guys want to check it out, I'm going to post my Discord server information into my chats for you guys. So therefore, you'll know where to check me out. You'll know where to find me. Oops. Would help if I clicked into the box first. So I'm gonna go ahead and post that in the chats right now for you guys, so you'll be able to check it out whenever you get a chance. Because I'm basically going to be starting certain games out with a certain. I'm going to be starting certain games out with the series, and go from there. So I don't know if you guys can see that well, but if I hold my camera up, if I hold my camera up just like this, I can see it just fine on my end. I don't know if you guys can see that too well on your end or not. If so, let me know in the chats, or feel free to post a comment in the comment section down below, and I will definitely check this at the end of each and every single live stream, guys. I do, in fact, check everybody's comments. So if you do have questions after the live stream, please feel free to post your question if something comes up. And if there's something I can help you guys to try to get resolved, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys out and here to try to kind of explain things to you as things are going through. So I don't know if you, a lot of you guys have actually seen my most previous videos, how to install Steam, how to uninstall Steam, basically how to clear out your cache files, stuff like that. It's it's relatively easy, guys. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. So this is pretty much just going to show you this. It's pretty much a repeat. It's a repetitive clip. So this is pretty much what they're showing you, what you can do. And this is, like I said, if you guys accept the tutorial in the game, this is the house that you will be demolishing, just pretty much tearing it down. Uh, there is other way. There is different ways. You got 4 different houses to choose from. You got a small one. You got a moderate size, or moderate. I'd say medium to moderate. Medium, then a very large house. The very large house is, it's basically going to it's going to cost quite a bit to build. I have actually built that house like, oh shit, at least 2, 3 different times. So there's other YouTube videos out here on Ranch Simulator if you guys definitely want to check that out. So this will basically give you an idea, stuff like that. So I just thought I'd go ahead and put that information out there for you guys. But like I said, I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be getting up or getting my Discord to the fullest potential of streaming. I've already got the streaming part already down, but adding like thumbnails, music, and stuff like that that's not copyright, I will definitely be trying to post. I will definitely try to upload videos of that onto my YouTube. So again, I am going to try to make multiple series of one game and hopefully go from there. So I'm definitely going to be getting everything up and going. But once I have everything up to full capacity again, guys, I will definitely make a very huge announcement on the channel. So if you guys definitely do want to check me out, I do have my Discord link in the chats. So if and when I do happen to live stream, and I do in fact get some people in on the stream, the same thing with the live stream that I'm doing right now on YouTube, I'll be doing the exact same thing over there, but I will be playing I will basically be in a game, and I can invite whoever. So just to kind of start things out, if you guys do want to join, let me know. Send me your information. Send it send me a DM. Or no, not send a DM. Send me a or just go ahead and post a comment in the comment section, and I will definitely try to get you guys squeezed in. But just to kind of start out, guys, I'm definitely going to be putting moderators in, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be having on the server at that point in time. I'm not going to have anybody else on there. So if anybody tries to get in and this, that, and the other, I'm probably just going to boot you. So just keep that in mind, guys. If I don't invite somebody in and they do find a way in, they will be booted and more than likely they will be blocked, because that I will not tolerate on my channel. There's some do's and there's some don'ts. But life pretty much has its way of figuring out certain things. Oh, and by the way, you can also raise livestock. You can also raise livestock in here as well. As you guys can see, you guys have chickens, little chicklets. You guys can also get beef cows, dairy cows, and stuff like that in here as well, if you guys are basically wanting to check out Ranch Simulator. And once I get that game up onto my Discord, I will be starting a series of that. And hopefully everything will go smooth. So anyway, now if you're having an issue with Steam, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to resolve the issue. So the first thing you're going to want to do, okay, there's like two different ways you can do this, maybe three, but I got a total of a three count. So what you're going to want to do if you're on PC and you are playing on Steam and you're having issues with your Steam page, I'm going to show you three simple ways to fix that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up here to your Steam account, to your Steam app, left click the highlight, right click. You'll see a window pop up right here. There it is. And you're going to want to come down to where it says run as administrator. You're going to want to run that as your admin. So once you do that, that basically puts that app right there at the top of the priority list. So another way that you can do that too is you can go into your Steam page. And now you can go into your library. You can pick a game. I will say, for example, I'll say The Long Drive. Left click the highlight, right click. You're going to come down to manage, and then you'll have a, if you get the app downloaded, you're going to see a bigger window than this. You're going to want to click on browse local files. So once you left click that, it's going to open up the page. It's going to have the app down inside of your local files. You're going to go down, click on that app, left click the highlight, right click, and then you're going to run that as your administrator. You can do it that way. But if you are still having issues with that, with the game itself or with the app, you're going to want to come down here to this little guy right here, this little arrow pointing up. You're going to left click, come up to your Steam page, right click, come up to your settings, left click, and that's going to automatically open up your Steam page. Once you open up your Steam page, guys, you're going to want to come down here to where it says download. You click your download page, you're going to scroll down to clear download cache, and you're going to clear your cache files. So you'll left click here, and that right there will clear out all your cache files. It may possibly require you to sign back in. But for example, I'll give you like an email. I'll give you an example of an email address. So you don't, okay, so when you type in your email, you leave the @gmail.com. Leave that part out. So for example, like Bruno247, and where that's where you want to leave that out is at the 247. And then you're going to you're going to press your tab key. Your tab key will actually scroll you down to the next, to the one down below that. So then you'll enter your password. Once you enter your password, you're golden. Okay. Because then it's going to verify, it's going to go back. What it's going to do is when you go to clear all your cache files and all your junk files and all that garbage, all that unnecessary garbage that's being piled up in your Steam account, get rid of all those temporary files and get rid of all your cache files, because that right there could be causing an issue with your game. If that is not the issue, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to basically go into, I'm gonna shortcut this for you guys. So you're going to want to go here into your recycling bin. We're going to wait till the page opens. Then you're going to go to documents. You're going to want to find where your Steam account is. Like I have two, like Steam setup 1 right here, and down below Steam setup. So you can find it. I don't recommend clicking on those, but you're basically going to want to go in and go to your games. So if it's not in downloads, check your documents folder. So we're going to find documents, which is right here, guys. We're going to go to the documents folder, left click. We're going to go to my games, double left click. And like per se, Farming Simulator 25. We're going to, I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so like Farming Simulator 25, you guys have that installed. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come down to your mods folder. And another thing that you're definitely going to want to do is you're going to want to look for an XML file. Once you find the XML file, which I don't think mine actually has an XML, but if you do have an XML file, guys, go ahead and make a duplicate of the XML file and send that duplicate to your PC. Then once you send that duplicate to your PC, then you're going to go back in and you're going to look for that XML file through your games system or your game settings. Once you find that XML file, go ahead and delete it, because you're not going to lose anything, because what it's going to do is once the game starts up, the game is automatically going to it's automatically going to regenerate a new XML file. So you're not going to lose anything when it comes to games and so forth. You're not going to lose your save. You're not going to lose your save game or any of that because once you do that, you forward that XML file directly to your PC. You're going to open up. You're basically okay. When you do that, open up that. Okay, just go ahead and open that up, and then create that new folder and switch that to your folder, and type in. uh, you don't even have to do all that, guys. But do what you see fit, but make sure that you know what you're doing. Because I'll put it to you this way, guys. If you do have a PC and you pull up the wrong information, that's gonna be a bigger problem. Because if you click onto a file that's extremely important to your computer, there is a possibility if you delete any type of folder that has vital information on it, there's a good possibility you won't be able to recover that. So once that file's gone, it's gone. There's no bringing it back. There's no there's no undo button. So once that's gone, your PC's done. So always be careful what you're doing. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, contact somebody who does. Or if you guys see me on a live chat and you guys want to know some information, I will try to help you guys the best I can. And just a note for the record, and as a simple note for the records, guys, I don't have the answers directly to everything, nor am I going to pretend like I do, because at the end of the day, I'm just as much human as you guys are. So I put that out there. I had to say what needed to be said. But now, if you guys are playing Farming Simulator 25 and your computer freezes up and boots you completely out of the app, here's what you do. You'll go back into the app and try to play the game without mods. So deselect all your mods, unselect them all, and then try to play it straightforward. And hopefully that right there should basically take care of the issue. But if you put the mods back in after you saved your game, more than likely chances are you actually have a mod uh, a mod conflict. So that means pretty much that one of your mods is not working with is it's basically countering all the other mods and stuff in there. That could cause your game to freeze. That can cause your game to crash. Just be aware of third party. Just be aware of third party modders. If you see a third party on there, I wouldn't recommend downloading it unless you know the modders very well. Um, there are there are some top name modders out there because Giant Software does allow mods to be installed into Farming Simulator 25. So just kind of keep a heads up on that, guys. And the more you know, the more you grow. So, and if it ever come down to having to uninstall the app, make sure that you uninstall all your mods as well. And then try to launch the app again and That right there should basically take care of all the problems. So hopefully you'll have a smoother gameplay and game on, guys. Oh, and by the way, if by chance you do install the game and it's your first time and the game launches and it boots you right out from the very beginning, I've had this issue myself. I don't know how many of the others out there have had this exact same issue. But I went back and I basically uninstalled the game and reinstalled it, and I figured out exactly what file it was that I did not have to play Farming Simulator 25 during the time of its release. So if you go through your files and you don't see the API DLL file, uninstall the game, restart your computer, and then try to reconnect to the internet and try to download it again. It may possibly take at least a time or two, but because if you don't have the API DLL file, that game is not going to run. It's just going to basically open up and just boot you right back out. So always just make sure that you also have the API DLL file during the time of the download. And when you go to do that, guys, just go into your docket, or let me show you. I think I'd have better luck showing you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so I'm going to go down to Documents, go up here to My Games again, click on here. Farming Simulator 25, I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to show the API DLL file. And usually if it does it, oh, the debugger, that's standard, guys. So if you happen to see that, I wouldn't worry too much about that, because what it does, it basically removes all types of bugs and stuff from your computer. I don't see the API DLL file. Well, then again, I'm on a different PC as well. And just to let you guys know, you guys can actually get up to 20 different game saves. So if and when you guys actually do happen to download the game, make sure that your game is running smoothly. If you don't have the Intel iCore 7 processor or the AMD Ryzen 7 with a 3060 with a 3070 graphics card or better, chances are your system will not be able to play that. If you guys are on PlayStation 4 and you're trying to download Farming Simulator 25, I definitely do hate to be the pallbearer of bad news, but that game is not compatible for the PlayStation 4. Because Giant Software is in fact running Engine 10 software that is not compatible for PlayStation 4. It's compatible for PlayStation 5, Xbox S, and Xbox X Series. And a lot of the mods that actually do come out for a lot of the mods that actually do come out, a lot of those are for PC. So if you guys happen to see that, oh, hey, I like this mod, I want to check this one out, and you go try to download it and it says unable to install, that's because it's a PC mod. or if you get a notification that says, oops, something went wrong, that's because it's not compatible for that type of system. Now, if you're on a gaming system that's a 64 base system, you would actually have a better chance of downloading it and actually playing it. Again, if you're wanting to play Farming Simulator 25, be sure or always make sure that you actually have the Intel iCore 7 processor with a 3060 or 3070 graphics card or better. You can run a 4060 or you can run a 6090. And by the way, for your RAM in a gaming system, make sure that you actually have the DDR5s, stick of RAM, and the DDR5 memory stick. Because if you're trying to play with something a lot less than that, I don't know if the game is going to perform accurately or adequately, however you want to look at that. But I don't think that the game is going to be fully functional, and you're probably not going. If it does run, guys, if you don't have what I mentioned, your game could be very sluggish, or it could just be skipping in between. So if you guys actually do experience a little bit of stuttering and stuff like that, go into the build mode and fly around the map, or just drive around the map for a little while, and that should just smooth itself out, guys. So hopefully that right there does in fact help you out. If you guys do happen to find this live stream to be very useful, feel free to hit that thumbs up, smash that heart button. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and get subscribed for more. Like I said, be sure to turn on all your bell notifications. Therefore, you'll always be able to stay up to date, and you'll always be able to gain some more knowledge here on the channel, guys. Again, for those of you guys who have been watching my channel for quite some time, I definitely do want to thank you as well. Like I said, you guys are more than welcome to join the chats if you like. Trust me, I don't bite. Well, not just yet, anyway. But hopefully you guys didn't take that not just yet anyway too serious, because I'm only joking, guys. I don't bite at all. Like I said, you guys are more than welcome to join the stream if you like. And if it's any consolation, feel free to share out the live stream, guys. That actually does go to help support the channel. And I definitely will be giving shout outs again here on Tuesday. Because for those of you who don't know when I live stream, again, I said this in all my other videos. Excuse me. I live stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to check me out there, you guys can check me out. Also on TikTok right now. I don't have access to my TikTok account because my phone just basically went up in smoke. Surprised I haven't given this thing a proper burial. But at the end of the day, guys, it is what it is. So, and just to let you guys know something ahead of time, if you are on console like Xbox, Xbox One, Xbox S, or Xbox X series, there is an Xbox prototype that's already on display, but it's not being released to the general public just yet, because I do believe they are actually doing beta testing and stuff like that, and they're wanting to make sure that everything is functioning properly. But just to let you guys also know that Steam is going to be coming to Xbox really soon. Nobody knows exactly when this day is going to happen. So it could have already happened, or it could be something planned for a future date. But I don't do dates, guys. I don't do dates. I don't do times. So if you're asking me what date is this coming out at what specific time, save your breath, because I'm going to tell you flat out on both of those, I don't know. But I am keeping a close eye on this. So if I do happen to find something out before you guys do, I will be sure to broadcast this on the channel, guys. So therefore, I will definitely keep you up to speed with what's going on. I myself, I'm not a beta tester just yet, but I have been kicking the thought around about doing beta testing for Microsoft. So I will actually have early access versions of that before it's even released to the public. So if I do that, there may or may not be some things there may be some things that I may not be able to tell you guys because of certain specific issues. Or they could basically have me under an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So if they were to ask me to sign an NDA, I would have to turn it down because I've never signed an NDA and I don't plan on signing one of those damn things either. So just to kind of clear things up, I have no intentions of signing any type of non-disclosure agreement. And even if they were to try to get me to sign an NDA, that documentation is not legal anyways. It's not it's not what you call a legal justifiable document. Excuse me. I was trying to say that pretty fast, but didn't seem to come out that way. So, guys, if you do happen to want to beta test certain things, and they ask you to sign a non-disclosure agreement, you're not under any obligation to sign that non-disclosure agreement because for one, it wouldn't be legal anyways. And I'll tell you the reason why. The court systems, as we all know right now, have not sworn an oath to the United States Constitution. Bar, like the Bar Association, Bar actually is abbreviated for British Accreditation Registry. That falls under the British Parliament. So they swore an oath to the British Parliament, but they did not swear an oath to the United States Constitution. So that would be a conflict of interest and also a violation under common law jurisdiction. Because that falls under maritime admiralty law. And for those of you who don't know what maritime law is outside of the United States. Admiralty law would basically go to like a British Parliament or oh, what's the other one I'm looking for? It's so basically it's under a foreign adversary. So anything that's outside of the United States would basically go against the common law jurisdiction. And in case you guys don't know, I'm going to basically fill you in on something specifically, guys. There is 3 jurisdictions of law. You got common law, maritime, and admiralty law. So say you get picked up on, I don't know, say you're mistaken for somebody else and you get detained and you have to go to court and you're basically sitting back wondering, what the hell am I going to court for? I didn't do none of this. You actually have a right to challenge the jurisdictions of law. And again, you have three jurisdictions: maritime, admiralty, and common law jurisdiction. Common law jurisdiction is basically the number one jurisdiction here inside the United States. Anything else outside of the United States is 110% repugnant to the United States Constitution. So, therefore, you do not have to comply with anything that is repugnant to the United States Constitution, therefore, making that law null and void. And what I mean by null and void is basically there's no solid foundation for that case to preside in court under common law jurisdiction. So I'm not saying just go up there and declare sovereignty. Sovereignty. Now let me explain something. Let me explain to you what sovereignty is. Sovereignty, if you claim sovereignty, it would have to be under a victimless crime. And if they say, well, it's a criminal matter, there's three jurisdictions of law: common law, maritime, and admiralty. So you have the right to ask the judge, what jurisdiction am I being charged under? And if they say, well, it's a criminal matter, under what jurisdiction? More than likely, chances are the judge is not going to answer your question. And if the judge does not answer your question, then you can basically demand that case to be dismissed under common law for violating the common law jurisdiction, because criminal law has nothing to do with all three of the jurisdictions that I just mentioned. So anything outside of common law, maritime, admiralty, it's repugnant to the United States Constitution. Anything after 1851, guys, has been declared unconstitutional. That's why they're basically bringing the Chevron deference case to the United States Supreme Court. That's the highest law of the lands. So if anybody has been labeled a convicted felon by the state, all felonies are subject to be null and void because it violates common law jurisdiction. Because that falls under the British Accreditation Registry. So that falls under British Parliament. Again, guys, I'm not a lawyer myself, but I do in fact know the Constitution very well. So if a judge basically makes a faulty ruling, Article 2, Section 4, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution should be enacted. Anyone who oversteps their boundaries of jurisdiction, the judge, governor, president, or vice president, anybody who oversteps their authority, their jurisdiction of authority, shall be removed from office and never be able to hold a position in a public office ever again. So basically, what I'm telling you guys, they would be blacklisted from ever serving in any government agency. So that would basically put them on a permanent blacklist, which means their whole entire career gone. They would either have to step down or they would either have to resign or be fired. So either way you look at it, they're still not going to get their retirement pension either way. So once they resign or if they've been fired, they lose their whole entire pension altogether. It doesn't matter if they serve 20, 30 years, however many, or however long they served in our United States government. All of their benefits null and void, which means no longer existent. That's what Article 2, Section 4, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution falls under. If you guys don't believe me, look it up, research it, and that will tell you exactly what I just said. And if there's certain things that I may have possibly misquoted, feel free to correct me, guys, because I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not going to claim perfection. There's 3 words I think that they should remove from the dictionary because not one person that's mankind that walks upright on 2 feet can truly defy the definition of the word perfect. Perfect, perfection, perfectionist. My honest opinion, I believe that's a bullshit. I do believe that that is a bullshit word to be exact. That basically has a baseless meaning. So if you guys want my opinion, there you go. And I'll put it to you this way: if any of you guys got pulled over and was cited a ticket, okay, say for instance, you're a passenger in a vehicle. You're riding with somebody who's flying down the road at 65, 70 mile an hour, probably going 20, 30 miles over the speed limit. When the driver gets pulled over, you are not required to show identification. You did not do anything wrong. You're not the one who is driving the vehicle. It's the driver. But also, the Constitution also states that you don't have to have a driver's license to operate a vehicle as long as it's not for commerce or engaging for profit. You can drive a vehicle without a license as long as you're traveling and not engaging in any type of commerce, therefore, whatsoever. And basically, what that law falls under is Marbury versus Madison. So if you guys want to check out those, you guys want to check those out, you guys are more than welcome to. I definitely do encourage that everybody stay up to date with their laws, regulations. So one day, if you decide to wake up and you got a speeding ticket, one day you just said, you know what, the hell with this, I'm not paying the speeding ticket. You're not obligated to. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the moment that officer writes you a ticket, that officer is the beneficiary of that ticket, which means that officer co-signed for you. If you don't pay the ticket, that falls back to the beneficiary, which means the officer who wrote you the ticket is the one that has to pay that fine. Look it up, guys. Look it up. If you're a passenger in a seat, or if you're a passenger in a car that's speeding, like I said, 20 to 30 miles over the speed limit, you as the passenger are not required to show identification because, for one, you knowingly did not do anything wrong. It's the driver of the vehicle knowingly what the speed limit is, but decided to go 20 to 30 miles over. So if the speed limit's, say, 55 and the guy's doing 85, they're not pulling over the passenger, they're pulling over the driver, the operator of that vehicle. Because when they said you have the right to travel freely, there's no clarification of how you can travel. If you're driving a vehicle of your own, you can just tell the officer, "Hey, I'm just traveling. I'm not driving a motorized vehicle. I'm traveling. I'm exercising my right to travel freely." And it states that right there in the Constitution, guys. Check it out. Look it up. You will definitely be amazed with what I know. And another thing also, you're not even required to have tags or insurance. Now, say for instance, if you just bought a brand new car and you're financing that vehicle, the insurance company says, okay, well, it shows here that you've been into an accident. Okay, we see that this is bad. Oh, wow. The whole front end's caved in. We're going to mark that car as totaled. And when they mark that car down as totaled, the insurance takes possession of that car. Meanwhile, you're the one paying for that car, still making the payments on it. So a lot of these insurance companies are in fact getting hit with. I do believe if they're going to do something like that, they should be charged under the RICO Act. Because why would you pay for something? Why would you still be making payments on something knowing for a fact you're not going to get it back? And the insurance company basically files a lost title and they get the title to that vehicle. So they could send it in, get it repaired, get it fixed up, and then turn around and sell it right out from under you as you're continuing to make payments on it. That's what these insurance companies are actually doing, guys. So, little advice from the wise. I think it's time that we start holding these people fully accountable for their crimes. Because what they're doing is when they're selling those vehicles, they're selling them to the banks. The banks are buying them. The banks are taking full repossessions. The bank's insurance company is the one basically paying the vehicle off. So I think personally that any insurance company that gets caught doing that should have to pay a $500,000 fine per case. So if there's 3 cases I do believe that would probably come out to a grand total of $1.5 million in fines. So I think, myself personally, I think for any insurance company that actually does that should be charged with the RICO Act. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'm not a licensed attorney, and by law, I don't have to be licensed to know the laws. I don't have to be licensed to practice law because if you think about it, guys, every single judicial system in the United States does not have a license to practice law, which means they're not they're not using constitutional law, they're using the United States corporation law, which violates America's original US Constitution that was founded November 11th, 1775. Our Constitution was the very first thing that was signed. After the Constitution came the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. And the Declaration of Independence means that we basically broke off all ties with the British Parliament and the British Accreditation Registry. So every fine that you basically paid into, you were being extorted. Doesn't matter if it's a speeding ticket, doesn't matter if it's, oh shit, doesn't matter if it's like for a simple jaywalking ticket. If you're paying that fine, you're basically paying into a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. So as you're paying out, they're getting richer and you're getting poorer because you're actually paying their commissions. So always be careful of everything that you do out there, guys. Always be sure to look each and always be sure to know your surroundings. If something doesn't look if something does not look too copacetic, have a backup plan. First plan fails, have a backup plan. So that's pretty much all the information that I'm gonna leave you guys here with for the night. So we got about 16 minutes left on the stream, guys. So just be careful of some of the things that just be careful of some of the things that you do. Be careful of some of the things. Just sit back and observe. The more you observe, the more you learn. Just be the silent majority. Just sit back and watch the person's body movements. Watch their body language because their body language will basically tell you a silent story. So basically, they're just an open book waiting to be read. So again, guys, always be careful, always know your surroundings. So, therefore, if something happens, that will put you in a state of readiness. It's best to be prepared than to be caught with your pants. You guys get the idea. It's best to be prepared than to be caught off guard. I would have said it the other way, but YouTube's guidelines. So I had to refrain from saying what I originally wanted to say. Because there are certain things there's probably certain things on here that I'm not allowed to say, guys. So I definitely, as soon as I got ready to say that, I got to looking right up here in my chats because YouTube's constantly sending me stuff through here. Thank you, YouTube, by the way. Huge shout out to YouTube. But, you know, it's best to be safe than sorry. So, yeah, when you guys do get a chance, start digging into those law books, guys, because trust me, you'll learn a lot. Start reading the Constitution. Get the 1776 original four founding fathers Constitution, the one that our forefathers wrote. Because the 1851 United States Constitution falls under the United States Corporation, guys. So make no mistake, 1775, and then check out 1776. So hopefully this right here taught you guys quite a bit. Uh, I am definitely here to I'm definitely here to educate you guys. I'm definitely here to teach you guys some new things. Not only the guys, but ladies as well. So make use of what you see, guys. If you see the Constitution, you see the Declaration of Independence, you see the Bill of Rights, use that to your own disposal. And when they try to get you on certain charges, you can pretty much beat the system and you can have your case completely thrown out. Because of conflict of interest. Oh, and by the way, one more constitutional tip for you guys. If a debt collector calls you and tries to work something out, we'll take care of this only if you pay certain amount. Pay attention, guys. All debts must be paid in either gold or silver. It has to be asset backed, precious metals. And a debt can only sit in collections up to 6 months. That's 180 days. After that 180 days has passed, that exceeds the statute of limitation, which means you no longer owe that debt. That debt's history. Forgive me. So again, guys, ladies, gentlemen. So again, all debts must be paid in either gold or silver, known as precious metals. And if a debt collector calls you and says, well, we can sort this out, you did not contract with that debt collector. And if they try to take you to court, they're going to throw that shit out. Because they're going to want to see proof of a written contract. And if you don't sign a document, it's all hearsay. Hearsay in the court of law is inadmissible in court. So basically what I mean by inadmissible, okay, I'll give you an example. It's basically you telling the judge it's my word against theirs. And if they don't have the substantiating documents to prove any type of written contract, that case is null and void. That case is immediately thrown out, stricken without prejudice. Which means they have no solid case. You're welcome. So if you guys have any questions for me, if you guys have any comments, concerns, or any other issues that you would like to address, feel free to let me know in the chats or feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are, guys, gals. When I say guys, I don't mean just guys as in males. It's just look at all my viewers. That's pretty much how I pretty much address my whole entire viewers. But anyway, enough of that. But what I'm saying is, if they don't have written documentation to prove that in front of a presiding judge, there's no case. And if an officer pulls you over and says, "Oh, well, this looks like such and such," and you ask them, "Can you prove that beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt?" And the moment they say no, then you just look at them and tell them you have no case. Also, another thing too to be aware of, guys, if, say for instance, if you get stopped for something you did not do, and they say, well, do you know the reason why I pulled you over? No, don't have the foggiest idea. Why did you pull me over? And if they say you look suspicious, there's no law against articular suspicion. They have to articulate the cause of the stop. And a Terry stop can only last anywhere from, a Terry stop can only be maxed out at 15 minutes. And if they keep you past the 15-minute margin, Here's what you do. What's your name and badge number? They have to provide that information to you. And if they fail to do so, then you can FOIA request it. Once you file a FOIA request known as the Freedom of Information Rights Act, they can no longer hold that back from you. That forces their hand to give that information to you. They work for us, we don't work for them. So anytime that you ask an officer, what's your name and badge number? If they fail to provide that information based upon a request, which is actually company policy, they could lose their all qualified immunity, guys. And they can face a prison sentence up to 30 years. And you could literally sue that officer for their bond. Once you sue them for their bond on a personal level, their bond is their insurance. Once you sue them for their bond, no insurance company is going to want to basically put that they're not going to want to insure that officer because of whatever said reason. Because once they lose their bond, they lose their job. You also have a right to file a formal complaint against that officer. A Terry stop under Terry versus Ohio is not to exceed the 15-minute margin of the time of the stop. And when they ask you, do you know the reason why I pulled you over? And the moment you say no, they're going to try to articulate propaganda. Well, you look suspicious. Well, there's no, well, okay. In what way do I look suspicious? Your articulate your definition of the word suspicious. And if they can't seem to articulate that, am I being detained? No, sir. Am I under arrest? No, sir. Have a nice day. Go back to your business. And what I mean by go about your business is basically go down to that local law enforcement and file a formal complaint. Some officers may use the tactics of acts and forms of intimidation known as duress. Well, if you're providing false and misleading information, we can arrest you for obstructing justice. And the only way that an officer can basically legally pull you over is they have to suspect that you're committing a crime or about to commit a crime, either misdemeanor or felony. Anything outside of that, they have no solid grounds to make an unlawful stop. You get that officer's name, you get that officer's badge number. And they are required to give that to you under federal law, not state. That's federal. So again, guys, if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that I had mentioned, feel free to light up my chats or feel free to drop a comment in the comment section down below. And I will be live streaming again. Oh boy. I will be live streaming again Tuesday, same place, same time, and obviously same studio. But until next time, guys, I definitely do want to thank you guys for coming to hang out. It is 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard my time, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. Hopefully, you guys learned quite a bit from this live stream, and hopefully, you guys do take these PSAs very seriously because I do not believe in providing misleading or false information. So, again, guys, I definitely do want to thank you guys for coming to hang out. You guys have been awesome. Um, as always, guys, stay safe, stay sharp, stay frosty, and most of all, stay vigilant. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.